Live from WTVO 17 and your home team, Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
A Rockford man faces decades in prison. Investigators say what they found on his computer is one reason he's behind bars.
After a surge in violence, feds are on their way to Chicago to help local law enforcement fight crime.
And for an extra boost this fall, some parents make sure their kids still get one-on-one instruction when COVID keeps students out of the classroom.
Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Eric Wilson. A Rockford man is charged with having child pornography pictures on his computer.
Illinois State Police served a warrant at his home today, a house that also serves as a daycare. Michelle Rave joins us now with a rundown of how it all played out.
Eric and Mimi, today's arrest is a result of a near month-long online investigation into people sharing child porn. Illinois State Police arrested this man, Matthew Spataro. Investigators say the 27-year-old downloaded several files of child porn. He's now charged with 50 counts of possession and distribution. Officers raided a home on Calvados Circle, which is in the neighborhood off of West Riverside between Springfield and Central Avenues. As we mentioned earlier, it's a licensed daycare center. Police arrested Spataro before kids arrived this morning. Spataro is not an employee, but he does live there. Authorities say none of the images they found were of the kids at the daycare. ISP teamed up with Illinois Crimes Against Children, a division of the Attorney General's office, to catch Spataro.
Once we identify somebody, we take the steps through the court process to identify where they live and who they are. So it can take some time, but that's essentially how we can proactively identify people as we see child pornography being shared across the internet.
Spataro is due in court tomorrow. Coming up tonight at 6, the state's attorney's advice for parents whose children spend a lot of time online. Eric and Mimi.
Thanks, Michelle. Gunfire hits 15 people in a Chicago mass shooting last night. Security camera video shows people run as bullets fly during a funeral. Several of the people shot are still in serious condition. It happened at 79th and Carpenter Street in the city's Auburn-Gresham neighborhood. The man whose funeral victims were at was shot and killed days before.
But what makes this incident especially heinous is that those shooters took advantage of families and friends who were gathered to mourn the death of a young man who himself had lost his life just the week before.
The cycle of violence in Chicago: someone gets shot, which prompts someone else to pick up a gun. This same cycle repeats itself over and over and over again. This cycle is fueled by street gangs, guns, and drugs.
Gunfire also hit a 3-year-old girl in a car early this morning. She is in serious condition.
Federal police are heading to the second city to help curb Chicago's gun violence. It's part of President Donald Trump's Operation Legend. Trump mentioned Philadelphia and Minneapolis as other cities with high violent crime rates and places the federal police could be sent. Mayor Lori Lightfoot says she'll work in tandem with the federal police to curb Chicago's gun violence.
The FBI, ATF, DEA, U.S. Marshal Service, and Homeland Security will together be sending hundreds of skilled law enforcement officers to Chicago to help drive down violent crime.
The federal authorities are already in Portland, Oregon, and have come under scrutiny for allegedly attacking protesters.
A state-line effort is aimed at keeping kids from going down a dangerous path. The Community Action Agency of Winnebago and Boone counties will be giving out grants to area at-risk youth programs. Those programs have to surround kids from 9 to 19 in low-income areas. They can address things like reducing gang activity or violence, sex trafficking, LGBT issues, or life skills and school help. Funds are coming from the Community Services Grant Block Grant Program. Applications are due July 31st. For a link to those applications, just head to mystateline.com. A Freeport woman takes action after hearing insensitive comments made during a Stephenson County committee meeting. The response comes in the form of an online petition and protest. Earlier this month, Stephenson County Board member Alvin Wire suggested a change to a sexual harassment policy that critics say places blame on the victim instead of harasser. We told you about this yesterday. The petition calls for Wire's resignation More than 500 people have signed it. A protest is scheduled for Saturday. Organizers call Saturday's demonstration Wyer's, quote, retirement party. Wyer's been removed from his committees.
Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker has strong words for Illinoisans refusing to wear masks. This as the state sees the highest single-day amount of new COVID-19 cases this month. 1,600 more people have tested positive for the virus. 23 have died. Pritzker says gains the state has made against COVID can easily be erased.
There's nothing political about that. It demonstrates a callous disregard for the people in your community and in your county and in our state and our nation. The enemy is not your mask. If you're not wearing a mask in public, you're endangering everyone around you. So the enemy is you.
Surging COVID numbers in the Metro East area along the Illinois-Missouri border could force that region to move back into Phase 3. A new national poll finds only 1 in 10 Americans think schools should return to normal this fall.
That is parents rethinking what they should do. Dylan Strachey found some are turning to a little extra help.
Some state-line schools' reopening plans include a choice to return to remote learning or require some days at home. That has some local parents turning towards professionals to help their kids.
They're going to start off with half days, and then we're going to be doing e-learning after that. Am I excited about that? No, it was hard. It gets frustrating.
As schools make different plans for reopening this fall, some parents are worried their kids may fall behind if working at home. Carrie Bolier's 2 kids go to Holy Family Catholic School. She's planning on working with them to make sure they're learning what they need to during e-learning days.
We got to do what we got to do. And it is fun spending time with our kids and helping them learn and relearning some things also. But again, it's just something that, we're just going to take day by day and go with it.
Other parents are relying on one-on-one tutoring for their kids. Ingrid Zoe is the center director of Mathnasium in Rockford. She says since schools started remote instruction in mid-March, they've experienced a steady increase in calls.
A lot of kids really, first of all, not get used to it, and some kids is not, need actual help, assistance, without sitting in the classroom. So from that time, we already had calls, whether we can help.
Zoe says tutoring is a good option for parents who want their kids to have more face-to-face instruction.
We have the tool, we have the knowledge to help you to fill the gaps so you have a solid foundation so you can soar.
Mathnasium is currently offering both in-person tutoring or one-on-one online sessions. In Rockford for your home team, I'm Dylan Strachey.
Rockford airport leaders react after receiving millions in grants to help with infrastructure.
We first told you about this last week. The $10 million will be used to expand RFD's ramp. That's where airplanes park. The expansion will more than double the size of the existing ramp. It will be mostly used by UPS. $9 million for the project is from the Federal Aviation Administration. The rest comes from the state of Illinois and local funds. Airport executives say respect has fueled RFD's growth the last few years.
The cargo community, the international cargo community, has figured us out and has determined that it's easy to come into Rockford, get in, unload their airplanes, reload them, and get back out again very quickly, efficiently, and in a cost-effective way.
RFD is home to UPS's second largest cargo hub in North America.
A local church has a new set of wheels to better serve those in need.
It's kind of nice to not feel like you're going to, lose parts of your truck as you're going down the road. We're a little less Sanford and Son.
Belvedere First Assembly of God is the proud owner of this cargo truck. It will be used for the church's B1 food pantry. The truck can haul 6,000 pounds of food. That's more than twice the amount of its old truck. We first told you about the church's need last month, and in the week that followed, you helped raise more than $2,500.
It made a huge difference, and there were some corporations that came through, but it was a whole lot of just one person here, one person there. Even other churches gave to us. Just the community came together and really helped us raise the money for this truck, and it was just a blessing to us.
B1 Pantry serves about 60% of people in need of food in Boone County.
Now, your first warm weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Candice King.
Nice to see the sunshine out there this evening. A live look with our Marcel SkyTrack camera out of the Park Hills Golf Course out in Freeport. The day started off with a fair amount of cloud cover, those low clouds, even some fog too, but we were able to clear out nicely here this afternoon. And our temperatures warmed up nicely too. Upper 70s, low 80s currently at 79 degrees right now in Freeport, 79 in Monroe, 82 here in Rockford and Rochelle, also 82 degrees in DeKalb. Now this morning it was a little bit on the muggy side, but actually our dew point temperatures have come down just a little bit, so it actually doesn't feel too bad out there, and tonight should be a pretty comfortable night. You know, it's been since the 9th of July that we've actually had a 90-degree temperature. That was our last 90-degree day we've had in the month of July. 93 degrees was the official high. Felt more like the 90s and 100s this past weekend. On average, in any given year, we typically see about 15 days where that temperature reaches 90 degrees or above. We're already at that, and we've got a couple more days coming up heading into the weekend. Wanted to show you our dew point temperatures because all that moisture we had from yesterday, which allowed some of those rain showers to come through and that fog to develop, that continues to sink down to the south as the winds come in from the north, which will push that dew point temperature into the 50s for tonight. So we're down to 62 degrees. Maybe a good night to maybe open up the windows, let some fresh air in. Tomorrow it's not going to feel terrible. We'll build up some of the cloud cover again going into the afternoon. Highs back into the lower 80s. You don't have to worry too much about that humidity because our wind will be coming in from the northeast. That'll change a little bit heading into the weekend because that wind direction will begin to shift around to the south, so it pulls in just a bit more moisture. We have an area of high pressure focused to the north across the high plains this evening. That slides to the east, moving into Wisconsin and the upper Great Lakes by tomorrow and tomorrow night. Now what's interesting, there's actually a cold pocket of air over northern Wisconsin this afternoon, and that's kind of generating some of the cloud cover. And as that colder air kind of sinks southward later tonight and then early tomorrow, we might actually start off with some cloud cover and then kind of break that up again going into the afternoon. So I wouldn't be surprised if we kind of see a little bit of cloud cover at times as we go throughout the day. I forgot to put pause points in Futurecast, so it went a little fast there, but this is what we're looking at. We've got clouds coming in, partly cloudy skies for tomorrow with that northeasterly wind. Could again see some fog as we head into tonight and then tomorrow night into Friday, but we're looking at a mostly dry sky. Our wind will shift around to the south as we head into Friday afternoon. I want to talk a little bit more about the weekend because we have another area of high pressure that'll develop. This center of the high actually will be focused and shifted a little to our west and southwest. So this is where a lot of that heat is going to stay. We'll still warm up, and on Saturday it keeps that active storm track to our north. So across the plains, the upper Midwest, and then into the upper Great Lakes. But by Saturday night and Sunday, that high pressure system will shift a little to the southwest. Cold front will develop to our north, and that'll sink and kind of push that ridge southward. So this will actually help kind of increase maybe the chance for some showers and thunderstorms later in the day on Sunday and Sunday night. And if we get any cloud cover from that during the day on Sunday, that might limit temperatures. But for right now, looks like we'll see those low 90s for both Saturday and Sunday, and the heat index back up close to 100 degrees. Some heavy rainfall possible, though, going into Monday and then drying out by the middle of next week.
Now, the Napleton Sports Desk with Sports Director Scott Leber.
NIU's football schedule is thinning out because of the coronavirus. 3 opponents have now dropped off the schedule. The latest is the Rhode Island Rams. The Huskies were supposed to host the Rams in their home and season opener on September 5th. That game's been canceled because Rhode Island's conference, the Colonial Athletic Association, has suspended all football games for the fall. Earlier this month, NIU lost games against Iowa and Maryland when the Big Ten announced that its teams would play only conference games this coming season. NIU AD Sean Frazier hasn't indicated if he's working on finding replacement opponents or if NIU will simply play a reduced schedule. Fans who attend NFL games this year will need to wear face masks. That's a league-wide mandate. Some teams will not be allowing fans inside stadiums at all. Other teams will have scaled back crowds in the seats. IceHogs coach Derek King had high praise for rookie center Philip Kurashev for his play this past season. Jeremy Colleton and Stan Bowman share that. They've seen in Kurashev the past week the high-end skills that King saw here.
Once he got going, I think you can see his talent level. He's got tremendous vision. playmaking. He's a very talented player. We are excited about him. Very good skater and skilled and smooth with the puck. And just this time here, it's going to help him hopefully speed up the process to challenging for ice time with our team.
Kurashev missed some time this past season due to injuries. In 36 games over the Ice Hogs, he had 7 goals and 19 assists. Fred VanVleet only knows one way to play basketball, that is all out. And that's why he says he won't be easing his way back into the flow of things when the Toronto Raptors start playing scrimmage games later this week.
Me personally, that's not how I play. So I only really know how to play one way, and that'll be the coach's job to Nick and the staff to kind of hold the reins a little bit, pull the reins back. And however, it's up to me. I'm playing all 48, so that's how I like to play.
The Raptors' first real game will be played a week from Saturday against the Lakers.
Skies will stay partly cloudy as we go through the night tonight. Temperatures tomorrow in the lower 80s, heating up for the weekend. Highs in the low 90s Saturday, Sunday.
All right, thanks, Candace.
Stay safe.